I wanted to talk about Sydney Starr, okay? Because Sydney Starr is a transgender person, okay? I don't want to get it wrong. And he was allegedly found in a hotel with a young boy who was under the age of 16 years old. And he actually sodomized the boy, and then they got into some type of altercation, and then Sydney Starr was arrested and locked up. Now, this is super serious, okay? Because think about it. And I might make some folks mad, but let's talk about it, okay? Let's just have a conversation. Let's be real, okay? And a lot of situations when it comes to when it comes to hearing a story about someone who is gay, and I don't care if they're male or female, right? A lot of times, most times you hear a story from them where they say they were molested, right? Okay? So this ain't, I'm saying exactly what I'm saying, okay? In this situation here, I expected to hear a lot of people like T.S. Madison come out and say something, other people of the LGBT community to come out and speak on how this is a big thing in the LGBT community. A lot of times, people who are gay, they end up being gay because, I'm not sure if they end up being gay because, or it just so happened that they end up being molested as a child or a young person, not an adult. Okay? And I expected some of the LGBT community to come out and say something about Sydney Starr being 30 something years old, getting arrested for being with a 14-year-old, allegedly. But no one has come out and said anything. So allegedly, the story goes like this. Sydney Starr was in a Embassy Suite hotel. Okay? He or she, I'm gonna call it she just because that's what she prefers to be called. She was in a Embassy Suite hotel in Georgia. Okay? And she ran into this boy who was 14 years old. Okay? Now, we don't know if the boy thought she was actually a girl, a female with woman parts. We don't know that. Okay? Because if you think about it, allegedly, Sydney had just met this boy in that hotel. And the boy allegedly was with his parents staying in the hotel. So, if he's in the hotel, he's under 16, and he's in this hotel, and then Sydney Starr meets him. Could it be that he thought Sydney Starr was a woman with woman parts? Could that be? I don't know. Let's think about it. Could it be that when they were in the hotel and they were doing the thing, that the boy thought that Sydney Starr was a woman, and when he found out there was a problem in the room, and then that's how the altercation started, and then that's how the police got called? Could that be? We don't know. Because it was a child, the child was under the age of 16. And an altercation happened, could have been a fight, and then Sydney Starr got arrested for being with a minor. So I'm just wondering, like, why isn't anyone speaking out from the LGBT community to come out and say, "Oh, this is not right"? Hold Sydney Starr accountable, okay, for what she's done. What's up, Dwight? Dwight, you on here early today. Normally, I usually see you on my live stream in the evenings, but I guess I'm on here early as well. But yeah, I'm getting into it, talking about Sydney Star, who is a transgender. She's been on Love and Hip Hop, I believe it was Love and Hip Hop. She's a reality star. She was also dating, so I thought, the guy from Family Matters. Family Matters? It's a rare condition this day and age. Reading the good news on the newspaper page. You know, family members. I'm doing well. I hope you are doing well as well, Dwight. But yeah, I feel like someone should hold her accountable for messing with the minor, and to, like, I don't know what actually happened in that room, because it could be that the boy he did know that Sydney Star was a man, and maybe he thought he wanted to do so. I just don't understand. Where would the fight come from if this is something both people want to do? Because because Sydney Star has been charged with sodomy. So there was some intercourse. Okay? So the intercourse was there. So then how you get in the fight when you having intercourse? Intercourse should be a good time, right? So how you get locked up and then it comes out that this person is a child? Somebody need to kick his behind. And I'm talking about Sydney Star. Because when I heard that the person was under 16 years old, the boy was under 16 years old, then it started making my wheels turn. Like, hold up. Was he aware that this was an actual grown up? Because if you think about it, I remember how naive I was at 14 years old. I was extremely naive. Okay, I believed a lot of shit that didn't make sense. I believed all the lies that men told me. And I was being approached by older men in their 20s. Okay, I remember messing with a man that was in his 20s, and I knew he was in his 20s, and I thought it was okay until I grew up, and then my daughters, okay, and my son became 14, 15 years old, and then I realized, oh, hell no, that is not okay. So I'm just imagining, and Sydney Star looks good dressed up as a woman. So I don't know. That boy could have thought that it was a woman until he realized it was a man, and Sydney could have just been trying to be pleasured and wouldn't accept no for an answer. I don't know. And I want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. He should definitely have his behind whipped. I hope they whip his behind while he locked up. Yeah, I said it. Because I'm just thinking about a young boy. He's on vacation with his family. He see this woman, very shapely, believing it's a woman, could have been, I don't know. Either way it goes, it's still wrong. Even if the boy did know that Sydney Star was a dude, it's still wrong because he was only under the age of 16. If he's under the age of 16, then he's 15, 14, 13, 12. I'm not going to go any lower than that. You see what I'm trying to get to, right? The point I'm trying to make. But somebody need to hold these people accountable. So, I'm glad, I would gladly do a video like this to bring awareness to the mess that is happening out here so it can be addressed. Because he needs his behind whip. Anyway, you guys, that pissed me off as if that was my child. Okay? And I wouldn't have no problem with my child coming to tell me that they were gay in any way. But rape, molested, It's a whole nother story, boo. It's a whole nother story. Messing with someone that's grown or grown up, messing with them, nah, that's a whole nother story. That's unacceptable. But anyway, you guys, I hope this wasn't too controversial for everyone. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, okay? Because we're going to talk about the mess over here. And that situation is extremely messy. Extremely. But we also need to have a conversation, and we won't right now, about how it just seems like a lot of men are just overly sexual. Like they're willing to do anything. And I mean, actually, like, do anything. Like, just mess with everybody. And possibly everything. Okay, did you see that case? Did I talk about that? The police officer who was arrested, was it a police officer or a politician who was just recently arrested for messing with his dog? He had been messing with his dog for so long that his wife started recording him. Y'all, she started secretly putting up cameras in the house because she suspected that he was messing with the dog. Y'all don't hear what I'm saying. What the hell? What the hell would make you want to mess with a freaking dog? You gotta be crazy. It has, for a woman who believe that her man is not messing with another woman or even a man, messing with their dog, with the family dog. She put up cameras in the house and then turned the footage in to the police department, which then started an investigation on his ass because he's a public figure. I'm disgusted. I hope you guys can hear me. A call came in. I didn't put my phone on Do Not Disturb, which is what I normally do. I hate when a call comes in. All right. I hope y'all can hear me now. Sometimes when a call comes in, it stops my live and you can't hear me talking. But I miss you too, Dwight. But anyway, you guys, yeah, let's talk about all the messiness, okay? But I'm gonna come back with another video later, but I just wanted to bring that up because and do an update because I did the original video when the story first hit about Sydney Star, and then that whole situation with the guy who's a public figure and his wife his wife put up hidden cameras to see whether or not he was messing with the dog, and come to find out he was. Y'all, it's some sick stuff going on in this world. Okay, be safe. Protect yourself out here. Just be safe, y'all. I'll be back with another video. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay, hit that bell so you can be notified every time I go live. All right. Also, give me a thumbs up. Thank you for the thumbs up I received here. And subscribe to my channel. I'm slowly approaching my first goal, which is 1,000 subscribers. So make sure you subscribe so you can be in the number. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back with another one. Peace.